welcome back, or welcome. I think we might have some light issues today. There's a few clouds and I can just see that I'm either like a ghost or like a normal human. So yeah, I mean I can't control the weather, so I can only apologise but not do anything about it. So let's continue with the video. First of all, please like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. It really means a lot. Little plug, done. So today I'm going to talk about, I'll have a little open chat about the Me Before You trilogy by Jojo Moyes. Now, Jojo Moyes is one of my favourite authors. I've read maybe all but 3 or so of her books. And I read these first a long while ago. Me Before You was the first Jojo Moyes book that I read. Loved it. I think I cried. I was on holiday in France at the time, camping, and I think I remember I did shed a tear. I shed a tear. It is in my top 5 favourite books. I absolutely loved it. I have reread it now and it will remain in my top 5 favourite books. And I thought, well, I love it, so why not reread the trilogy? Because I just couldn't really remember what happened in the second 2 books, I'll be completely honest. So I started off with this one, obviously, because that's the order. Just a little disclaimer here. It's impossible for me to talk about these without me giving like mild spoilers for this. Heavy spoilers, heavy spoiler. One very heavy spoiler. So if you don't want to know what happens in this, you're gonna have to stop this video now. Stop. Yeah, just leave. I don't want to tell you to leave, but you're gonna have to leave, because me talking about those 2 is gonna give something away from here. So I'm gonna talk openly. This is spoiler full, not spoiler free, spoiler full. So this one here, I reread it. I loved it again. It was really nice to go through it. There's a couple of things where I was like, oh, I forgot that happened. It was nice. Did I cry this time? I can't remember. I think I got a bit choked up, but I don't think I cried this time. I was more in check with my emotions. And I did also know what was going to happen. So it's a bit harder to cry when you're not surprised, isn't it? So this was lovely. I still love it just as much. I want to marry this book. I bet that's the thing as well. I bet you can marry books. So then the second book that follows on from Me Before You is After You. Now, this one I remembered to myself as not being my favourite. I wasn't really fussed by it. I didn't really like the way the story went in some places, but I completely and utterly appreciate that this needs to bridge these 2 other books. Obviously, this sounds quite so sad. Here's the big spoiler, that Will obviously takes his own life at Dignitas. It's going to be Dignitas, isn't it? Dignitas. Dyslexic over here. Will takes his own life at Dignitas. So obviously Lou needs to mourn that, and therefore this book had to happen. It had to be a thing. You couldn't just jump, you know, kind of, well, I suppose you could have, but it just wouldn't have been so good. Like jump loads of years ahead. You needed to kind of see this process. And I think this is actually the smallest of all the books, so I do appreciate that fact because it's a bit depressing. And I don't want to read a massive depressing book. It's still good in its own way, but my least favourite of the 3 for sure, just because, I mean, reading about someone being like mourning is really difficult, so it does break it down a little bit, but still good, because you're following the thing of Lou, and it's just, she kind of, maybe, I think this is the big problem that I have, and maybe this is the whole point. It's probably the whole point of it. Obviously in here, Lou is really like upbeat and she's so full of life, and her character really reads off the page. You can feel the energy from her. Whereas when you get to here, it's just like she loses all of her flair, and that's probably, oh, we're going dark now, the clouds will come out. So I mean, that's probably the point. That, you know, she's mourning, so you lose a part of yourself. She's a shell of her former self. I understand that. And here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. Here comes the sun. and I say, it's all right. Do, 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 do. Anyway, so yeah, it completely has its place. It's supposed to be like that. It's just not as enjoyable as the first book. Now, when you get to Still Me, and I'm not going to spoiler this because you might have like not got this far. Doesn't even look like I've read this one. Firstly, can I just say I love the cover? I just think it's really cute and simple, but anyway, that's not why we're here. So this one here, it's nice to see Lou go on to like a new lease of life and like the next stage. And I think you kind of get back a little bit of the Lou that's in the first book, the fun-loving, like bubbly woman that she was before. She's not the same. It still doesn't read the same off the page. But again, like I say, it might be, you know, she's been through such a big thing that she's not going to be the same. She's changed. She's had to kind of like grow up or whatever a little bit. Step into her new adult shoes. But I did enjoy this a lot more. I just find the storyline more interesting. There's more going on and it's just nicer to read. It's nice to see like Lou doing good things. So I'm very invested in these. I'm very invested. I feel like I'm part of her life, honestly. So yeah, I would say this is still my favourite. Closely followed by this one, but you couldn't have this one without these. So even though this is my least favourite, I'm pointing, but you probably can't see. Even though After You is my least favourite, I completely and utterly appreciate it is needed and necessary to make the other two quite so good. Me Before You and Still Me. I've just looking at them and like the look is all very different on these books, isn't it? I mean, these two kind of, the little corner is like the same as that one. But where did this come from? Like, who picked orange? Or is that yellow? It's orangey yellow. Who picked bumblebee colour? There you go. We all know why if we've read the first book. You'll know why it's bumblebee coloured if you've read the first book. It's a true Me Before You fan knows that. Or just any person who's read the book. I really want like a little pin with like bumblebee legs on it. Oh, that would be so good. I have looked before and I couldn't find one. That would be so good. I need to do some more like digging on eBay or something like that. See if I can find a little pin with bumblebee legs. Oh, that would be so nice. It'd be the perfect little memoir for these books. I am still in love with this trilogy and I will be reading it again and again. And this one still in my top 5 books. These two, not. They're not. These two are not. These two are not, but it doesn't mean I still didn't enjoy them. So that's it. That's my chat about the Me Before You books. That was short and sweet today. Hey guys! Didn't ramble too much. I mean, I can't say too much without giving away like everything that goes on in the books. And it's kind of painful not to do that because I really want to talk with people about them. Never mind. It's okay. So that concludes my little chat. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Happy reading, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.